Hello, YouTube. There are many mysteries associated with India. Ancient sacred knowledge, powerful deities, strange rituals, and practices. But today we will talk about a slightly different topic. And this topic is the occurrence of unidentified flying objects over the territory of India. Regardless of whether you belong to the category of skeptics or believers, one thing is for sure, at least according to data out there, the UFO phenomenon is quite real. 70,000 UFO sightings are reported worldwide every year. That would be 192 observations per day. And although most of the UFOs that appear turn out to be civilian or military aircraft, probes or satellites, there are thousands of curious incidents that remain unsolved even today in our age of advanced technology and scientific achievements. You can see plenty of examples in my videos. And although India is not really such a hot spot in terms of UFOs, there are many stories out there about sightings of a variety of strange objects in the country. And we're speaking mostly about modern time. If we go back into antiquity, we will review some of the most interesting cases, at least the cases that the Russians have paid attention to. I'm sure there are cases of interest to the Americans and the Chinese too. But I follow mainly the Russian research. So, Manipur, Bihar, on October 3rd, 1957, long before the era of smartphones and digital cameras, about 800 people observed a flying saucer in 3 Indian villages, or I should say over 3 Indian villages, Kadori, Borsa, and Mangalda, in the Manipur district of Bihar. The Times of India newspaper reported that hundreds of villagers came out of their huts to see the strange object. The UFO, shaped like a saucer, allegedly descended to the height of about 500 feet, about 150 meters above the ground, making a sound similar to the buzzing of a car engine. It hovered for several minutes and eventually flew up with incredible speed, emitting smoke. The origins of the UFOs has not been explained to the residents of Kadori, Borsa, and Mangalda, but it is quite difficult to believe that 800 people simply mistook some civilian or military object for a UFO. And then, October 29 in the year 2007, in the East Kolkata, 5 decades after the Manipur UFO sightings in 1957, a fast-moving UFO was spotted in the early morning in East Kolkata. The incident, which was captured on video and even shown on television news, depicted 2 color-changing objects similar to fireballs floating in the dark sky. But according to hundreds of witnesses, as well as the cameraman who shot the video, the 2 objects shown in the video were actually part of the same spacecraft. The person who captured the UFO on camera turned out to be the CEO of H&R Johnson. According to reports in the Indian media, Akhtar was getting up to drink water when he noticed strange lights. When he went to close the curtains, he observed through the window facing east something like an abnormally large star located at an angle of 30 degrees in the sky. That's what he told the DNA news agency of India. Akhtar claimed to have seen a white sphere with flaming sides, which after a few minutes changed colors and shape and seemed dotted with red lights but with a white spot in the middle. Well, air traffic control sources at the Kolkata airport reportedly stated that there was no information from the radar controller about the observation of such an object, and no pilot reported anything unusual. Weather balloons, which are usually mistaken for alien spaceships, were also excluded, as the Air Traffic Control Service stated that none of them were registered that day. And then we go to August 4, 2013, Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir. Perhaps one of the most convincing evidence of the existence of life outside our planet is this video circulated in India, which was shot by the Indian Army near the border of India and China. Mysterious lights filmed in the sky over Ladakh were discovered by the Border Patrol. According to the Hindu newspaper, around the time the images were shot on August 4, more than 100 similar sightings of unidentified flying objects over the Sino-Indian border were recorded in the area. It is reported that some researchers have determined that Indian soldiers simply misidentified Jupiter and Venus, while others have suggested that UFOs were Chinese drones or satellites. However, Chinese officials have denied this claim, and the recording shows more than 5 moving spheres. By the way, this is not the first mention of some kind of abnormal, or I should say paranormal activity in Ladakh. There are many stories about eyewitness contact with strange creatures resembling classic aliens, as well as rumors that there is even an alien base in Ladakh among the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas. In ancient books and chronicles of this region, numerous cases of falling from the sky of some hot or incandescent stones, perhaps meteorites, have been described. There is also information about these stars moving chaotically across the sky over the valleys. But the most famous eyewitness legends in Ladakh talk about so-called water ghost people. They're like each other, although they come from different ethnicities. The essence of such stories is that sometimes at night, or just before dawn at the foot of the mountains, tourists trekking or pilgrims traveling through the region meet a strange man who was squatting and staring at the top of the mountain. The silhouette of the strange figure is always described as blurred or translucent, while his skin is always unnaturally pale. These creatures are called water people here. The locals, as they say, they are well aware of their existence, but they do not come into contact with them. But we digress. Ladakh riddles are probably a topic of a separate conversation. Today we're speaking about UFOs, so let's move on. January 10, 2014, Mumbai, Maharashtra. This case bears an incredible resemblance to the UFO sighting in East Kolkata in 2007. It happened on January 10, 2014, when Lorenzo Caesar, an amateur ufologist, filmed strange footage showing as many as 5 bright and color-changing spheres. This particular incident did not receive much attention from the media, but apparently Caesar was not the only one who witnessed that UFO in Mumbai at that night. However, some claim that the lights were just military drones. There were no comments from the Indian military department at the time. And then we go on to August 4 in the year 2015, Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. A young man from Kanpur made headlines after claiming to have taken what he says was an authentic UFO photograph in June 2015. According to International Business Times, this person was looking through the photos of clouds he had taken when he noticed an object resembling the stereotypical shape of a UFO, as it is shown in films. I like to photograph nature, and when I saw clouds of various shapes in the sky, I started snapping them on my phone. While I was looking through the pictures in the photos, in the photo gallery, I saw a round object in the photos and zoomed in. To take a closer look, I noticed that this was a UFO. This is what that person told the International Business Times newspaper. Although skeptics claim that the photos seem to be too perfect, the teenager and his father, Santosh Gupta, categorically deny using photo editing software. And then, November 22, year 2023, in Manipur, according to Indian media, the operation of Bir Tinkendrajit airport was stopped for 3 hours due to the appearance of an unidentified flying object in the airspace. As it became known from the dispatcher of the air traffic control of Imphal, the capital of the Manipur state, a UFO was spotted right above the airport building. At first it moved south and then it froze for a while. The Indian Air Force decided to alert two Rafale jets, but the pilots could not catch up with the unidentified object. And finally, more from the year 2023, but reported in March of 2024. A UFO was discovered near the Russian-built nuclear power plant in India, key nuclear installations in Tamil Nadu, and it baffles experts. And Sabir Hussain himself said that a sub-inspector named Syed Abdul Kader, attached to the technical wing of the Tirunelveli SP office, spotted UFOs and took 2 videos of the flying objects. Claiming that UFOs were spotted in the sky covering Kudanankulam in Tirunelveli district last year, UFO tracker Sabir Hussain said that these unidentified objects are mysteriously showing up in and around locations where nuclear power plants are set up. Look at my videos about similar Russian incidents. Nobody talks too much about it, but you should pay attention. There are countries outside of the US borders which experience very interesting cases of UFOs over nuclear power plant installations. In July last year, a retired Director General of Police had claimed to have spotted UFOs on the Nilankarai Mahabalinpuram Sea coast. Kalpakam, home to a nuclear energy plant, is not far from this coast. Kudankulam too has a nuclear power plant. Sabir Hussain said that this sub-inspector, Syed Abdul Kader, he took 2 videos of the flying objects. These incidents happened just 10 days after the former DGP Pratir Philippe took pictures of a UFO on Mutukadu seashore near Chennai. He reported. That's Director General of Police. That's what DGP stands for. Syed, the engineering graduate, has seen UFOs more than 10 times in the Kulam area in August 2023, added Sabir. Sabir believes that UFOs roving near nuclear establishments is a global phenomenon, at least he knows, and said countries like the US have already started taking it very seriously. A new legislation under the US National Defense Authorization Act terminated the UAP secrecy. The act mandates that spotting of UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena, be reported to Congress in both classified and unclassified forms regularly. The Act also lists specific requirements to report UAP incidents related to nuclear weapons. Details of the number of the reported incidents and description thereof of UAP associated with military nuclear assets, including strategic nuclear weapons and nuclear-powered ships and submarines, and facilities or assets associated with the production, transportation, or storage of nuclear weapons or components thereof, along with the nuclear energy production facilities, are to be regularly updated to the Congress, as per the new U.S. Act. When contacted, Saeed Abdul Kader told the DT news agency of India that he had seen unidentified flying objects in Kulam since 2020. After meeting UFO tracker Sabir and discussing it with him, Syed added that he is more than 100% sure that what he saw were UFOs. He believes that the flying behavior of the objects he observed was completely different from what human technology has achieved so far. The way it stood, the way it made zigzag movements, and the speed in which it disappeared, all were different, he recalled. That's what I wanted to let you know today about India, and I'll tell you more such reports from Russia, from China, from Eurasia, of course, so you know that things are going on out there. And if you like my research, please support me through the links you'll find in the description to this channel. Please like my videos. Please tell others about my research. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.